401 I call Let's Pretend, because that sounds so much more fun than let's role play, right? Pretend sounds like a fun game we're going to do. So you want to get together with your new jeweler. In person for this one is better. If you can't do it in person, you want to do FaceTime, but you're going to basically have her do her introduction, her booking activity, her sponsoring activity, and checkout. And you're going to sit there and you are going to smile really big and give her big encouragement as she practices this, because she is going to be nervous for sure. And then just help her kind of tweak it and let her do it again. So I'm going to say that will probably take an hour to an hour and a half of time. You want to have all your supplies with you, you know, like your booking with boxes bag and your sponsoring flip chart and a pretend checkout thing, so that you can actually use those when you're pretending. And then the homework for Class 401 really is just to practice, practice, practice. Because we all sound super good when we do these things in our head, but we actually need to say them out loud in front of the mirror while you're driving, because that's what's going to give her confidence. So that's Class 401. I'm just going to keep going. Class 501, I would do probably after she has her first show. It could even be after her practice show, but this is where you're going to talk to her about goals and about follow-up. So I would talk to her, if you haven't already, about what is your why. Why are you doing this? And have her fill out this sheet. This is the meet your needs, and at the top is my need. And the need is not to make $500 a month. I mean, that might be a need, but why does she need $500 a month? I need $500 a month because I need to make a car payment. That is your why. And talk to her about how this business has, it'll have ups and downs. And what you want to know is that need to make that car payment big enough that it's going to push you through those times when the shows cancel or somebody reschedules, or, a customer's mad at you, because that happens to all of us. And ask her how she wants you to handle that. Say, do you want me to remind you of your why, or do you want me just to leave you alone? Because in the beginning, they always say, oh, no, remind me, because this is why I'm doing this. And that way you can tell her later, remember, you said you wanted me to remind you that you need to make that car payment. That's important for your family. So talk through her why with her. Talk through her goals as far as how much money she wants to make, and how many nights a month or how many days that she can be out doing premier events. Talk to her about the importance of training. We want you there. It's not the same thing to get trained just by YouTube and some videos. Talk to her about sponsoring. Is that a goal of hers? Does she want to build a second stream of income with sponsoring? Or does she just want to sell the jewelry? Talk to her about leadership. Paint her the picture of how awesome these, trips that we get to go on, and the perks of leadership. And you get to be in our leadership group, and we need you. We need leaders. So we're always looking for women that want to take that leadership route. I would talk to her about handing out packets at your shows. Do I have one handy? Let's see if I do. Oh, I do. So I've been giving out these at my shows, asking everybody if they want one. Would you like to take some information home about Premier? And then I give them a little reminder card about our calls that are Sundays and Wednesdays. I give her a style guide. And then I give her a copy of my first 10 jewelry shows and the one-page marketing plan. So talk to her about doing that at every single show. Get into that habit at the very beginning. And then, of course, follow up. This might be where you want to introduce the Rory book to her and talk to her about saving all of her surveys where people have checked yes or maybe, so that she can follow up with them, because we know that's a big part of the success of this business. Talk to her about saving for renewal. Teach her that it's a great habit when you submit a show to just go ahead and click on that renewal button and to contribute $10 from every show towards your renewal. You won't miss it, but at the end of the year, you may have that renewal paid for, which feels great. Talk to her about rallies. Rallies are important, especially if you want to sponsor or come into leadership. You've got to come to rally. So the national rally in Dallas in July, the regional one in Ontario in January, these are important. This is what we do. Tell her this is what we do. This is what leaders do. This is what you do if you want to grow a business. And that is a great investment into your business. Talk to her about, let's see here. Oh, her income and how to save money. What I tell my jewelers, or I try to, is especially if they get that Premier card with how high that interest is, as soon as you pay Premier through the website for that jewelry show and you see how much you're putting on that Premier card, immediately go to that Premier card website and pay that off. You got all your money from the show, you have the money, only half of it's yours, the other half goes to Premier, and just pay that right away so that you don't ever run the risk of carrying a balance on that card. You can talk to her about putting money aside from every show until you meet your goal. That's what I do is, if your goal is to make $500 a month, from every show you put the profit aside, and so at the end of the month you write one check over to your household for $500. That makes an impact. That is treating your business like a business. So, excuse me, those are all good things to talk about in Class 501. And then her homework would be to share her goals with her spouse or someone that's close to her. Accountability is good. And of course, share it with her Premier mom. Homework is to start paying towards your renewal. Suggest that she puts $10 from her launch party towards the renewal. Just get into that habit early. And then, of course, her homework, I think, is to get a Rory book. Staples, everything you need from Staples. So that is a great investment, too. So that's Class 401, that's Class 501, and then Class 601 is graduation. That's when you just come together for coffee or breakfast and you just celebrate her success. You tell her how proud you are of her, how hard she's worked already for her business. Help paint the vision of what you can see her doing in the future. Talk to her about the next steps. Does she have anybody that she wants you to help with as far as talking to them about Premier? Does she need new ideas for bookings, vendor events, fundraisers, all those kind of things? Talk to her about weekly coaching calls, that you can do together so that she stays accountable and on track and excited. So those are all things that you can do at the kind of this Class 601 graduation get together. And then I would also put on your list and on your calendar, I'm going to put it on my calendar because that's the only way I know to actually get it done, is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months from her sign-up date. I'm going to put on there a 3-month checkup, a 6-month checkup, where it's just something we do, where I'm going to reach out to her and say, hey Jill, it's been 3 months since you signed up with Premier. How is it going? What can I help you with? Because we get busy, and I know for me, if I don't put it on my list of things to do, I might forget, or I might think, oh, I just saw her at training, so I see her, but I haven't really talked to her. So, sponsoring is a responsibility to us. It's awesome, but we also need to help these girls get not only off to the best start that we can, but stay close to them so that they can build a business that will last. So I hope this has helped you. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.